What if I told you? He still thinks about you when the room is quiet, when he's with her, but something feels missing. When he lays down at night and out of nowhere, your name comes back like a whisper he can't silence. No matter how far he runs, no matter how much he pretends, you don't matter anymore. Your memory lives in the places he thought he locked you out of. You were not just another chapter in his life. You were the story that changed the way he reads every page after you. Some people leave without ever really leaving. Their presence lingers like perfume in an empty room. That's you. He may have walked away. He may be trying to love someone else. But deep down, there's a space only you could fill. A love only you gave. And no matter how hard he tries to erase you, he keeps coming back to your smile, to your silence, to the way you loved him without needing to be asked. Think of the moon. It doesn't chase, it simply shines. And even when it's out of sight, the tides still respond to its pull. That's the kind of impact you had on him. A quiet gravity he never admitted, but always felt. He didn't forget you. He couldn't, because what you gave was real, not loud, not desperate, just real. And in a world full of surface love, real is unforgettable. He tries to tell himself he moved on. He tries to believe that she is enough. But in the silence, in the stillness, your voice returns. The way you challenged him, the way you held space for him without losing yourself. The way you looked at him like he was more than just a man. You saw him. And now, no matter who he's with, he will keep searching for that look, that warmth, that feeling. But he won't find it. Because love like yours doesn't repeat. It echoes. And now, beautiful woman, this is your turning point. You've waited long enough, cried long enough, questioned your worth long enough. You are not a woman left behind. You are the woman who leaves behind a fire that keeps burning in his chest. And that's power, that's royalty, that's where your story begins. Not as someone hoping to be remembered, but as a queen learning to reign. Let him think. Let him remember. You rise. If these words touched something deep inside you, if you felt seen, understood, and reminded of the strength you've always carried, then take a moment, beautiful woman, and like this video, subscribe to the channel, because we are here for you, working with love and purpose to create powerful messages that help you heal, rise, and remember who you truly are. You were never meant to be forgotten. You were meant to reign. Number 1. He remembers the way you loved him without conditions because no one else does. Have you ever wondered why, even after everything, he still thinks about you? Why your name stays in the back of his mind, even when he's with her? Why something always feels missing, no matter how hard he tries to move on? It's because the way you loved him, no one else does, not even close. You didn't love with rules. You didn't love with limits. You gave him the kind of love that didn't ask for perfection. It just showed up, stayed strong, and held him in his weakest moments. And now that it's gone, he realizes nothing else compares. A man never forgets the woman who saw him at his worst and still believed he could be more. You didn't just offer love, you offered belief, patience, forgiveness. That's the kind of love that doesn't fade. It lingers. It follows him like a shadow in his brightest moments and like an ache in the quiet nights. He thought love was just attention or attraction, but what you gave him was deeper. It was safety, peace, home. And now that your love is gone, he can feel the difference in every hug that lacks depth, in every kiss that feels rehearsed. Real love is not loud, it's steady, and once it's gone, the silence becomes unbearable. That's where he is now. He tries to fill the space, but nothing fits. He scrolls past your photos and feels a tug he can't explain. He hears your name and goes still, even if just for a second. He knows. He knows what he lost, and he knows she can't give him what you did. Think of a candle lit in a dark room. It doesn't shout, it glows. And when it's gone, the darkness isn't just dark, it's colder. That's what your love was. It lit him up from within, and now that it's gone, he realizes what true warmth feels like, only because he's missing it. But now, beautiful woman, it's not about his thoughts, it's about your truth. You are not broken, you are not forgotten, you are not waiting to be remembered. You are learning to live like the queen you've always been. A queen who does not beg to be loved back, but becomes unforgettable simply by being real. Write this in the comments and claim it. He remembers me because real love never fades. Queens, if this message spoke to your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working every day to bring you life-changing lessons to remind you of your power. You were never meant to be forgotten. You were meant to reign. Number 2. You were his safe place, his calm in the storm, and he realizes that too late. Have you ever noticed how he used to breathe easier just by being around you? How your words could calm the chaos in his mind, how your presence felt like home after a long storm. He didn't always say it out loud, but you were the peace he never found anywhere else. Now the silence is louder. Now the chaos is back. And now he realizes it, but too late. He thought he could walk away from the warmth and find comfort somewhere else. He thought he'd be fine, but what he walked into wasn't calm. It was noise pretending to be peace. And now that he's out there, surrounded by empty words and shallow connections, he can feel the difference. He misses the way you listened when he didn't have the words. He misses the way you understood the things he never said, because that kind of connection doesn't fade. It leaves an ache. And that ache, that's you. A heart that brings peace is harder to forget than a face that brings smiles. You weren't just a person, you were a place, a safe place. You gave him a kind of comfort that can't be copied. It was in your voice, your patience, your loyalty. You stood by him when he couldn't stand by himself. And now, even if he's in someone else's arms, your peace still lingers in his memory, like a fire he can't put out. Think of an anchor in the middle of a raging sea. You were that anchor. You kept him steady when everything else was falling apart. And now that you're gone, he's drifting, lost. He may try to blame it on the world, on timing, on everything but himself, but deep down, he knows. He had something rare, something grounding, and he let it go. But lovely woman, hear this now. You are not just a memory. You are not the past. You are the reason he can't move forward, because what you gave was real, and real cannot be replaced. This is your moment to stop looking back and step into your power. You are not waiting for him to realize it. He already has, and it's eating at him from the inside. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I was his calm. Now I'm his storm. Let the world know you are done waiting to be seen. We're here creating lessons that help you rise higher, walk stronger, and live like the queen you were always meant to be. Number 3. He can't replace you because you were never a copy of anyone else. Have you ever wondered why he still watches your story but doesn't message you? Why he brings up your name in conversations, even if it's been weeks or months since you last spoke? It's not random. It's not by accident. It's because you were never like anyone else. You were not a copy, not a reflection of what he was used to. You were different. You were unforgettable. And now, no matter who he sits beside, no matter who lies next to him at night, you still live in his mind, rent-free. There's a saying, originals are remembered, imitations are forgotten. And Queen, that's the truth he's starting to understand. He thought he could move on easily. He thought if he found someone new, the memories of you would fade. But love doesn't work like that when it's real. He keeps looking for the way you laughed when the world felt heavy. The way your silence spoke louder than words. The way you saw his wounds and loved him anyway. And now, every new smile reminds him of the one he can't recreate. Imagine a painter trying to copy a masterpiece with watercolors on paper. It might look close for a moment, but the strokes are weaker, the color fades fast, and it never holds the same power. You were the masterpiece. And what he's holding now? It doesn't compare. He tries to convince himself it's enough, but deep inside, he knows the truth. He lost something no one else can replace. Beautiful woman, this is where your power begins. You didn't lose him. He lost the only woman who made him feel something real. You were never meant to blend in. You were made to stand out. You are not easy to forget. And that's exactly why he can't stop thinking about you, even if he tries. Your energy, your love, your essence, you were one of one. Not a version, not a second choice, the original. And now you don't chase, you don't wait, you rise, you live, you reign. You build an empire so radiant he can only watch from the distance, whispering the name of the woman he can never get back. This is your time to walk like the queen you are becoming. Affirm this in the comments, queens. I am the one he can never replace. We are here, pouring heart and soul into every word to remind you, you were never average. You were always royalty. Number 4. He tries to forget you, but your absence screams louder than your presence ever did. Have you ever noticed how silence can be louder than words? How a quiet room, once filled with love, can suddenly feel heavier than 1,000 voices? That's what's happening to him right now. He thought he could forget you. He believed that walking away meant letting go. But what he didn't expect is the way your absence now screams in every corner of his life. He tries to laugh. He tries to move on. But deep down, the silence you left behind is louder than your presence ever was. You're not texting, you're not calling, you're not reaching out, and yet he hears you. In the moments she can't comfort him, in the spaces where your love once lived, in the late nights when the world goes quiet. There you are, not in his arms, but in his mind. Because the love you gave wasn't just felt, it imprinted on him. And now, no matter how far he runs, no matter how hard he tries to fill that space, you echo louder than ever before. Distance isn't always measured in miles. Sometimes it's the weight of a heart no longer chasing. And yours stopped chasing. Yours chose peace over pain, dignity over desperation. That silence, that's not emptiness. It's power. It's the sound of a woman who chose herself. Think of a room filled with music. When it's playing, everyone's dancing. But when the music stops, that's when people realize what they took for granted. That's you. You were the melody, the comfort, the warmth. And now that it's gone, he notices every beat that's missing. He never thought your silence would be the loudest thing in his life. But now, it's all he hears. He thought you would break. He thought you would beg, but instead you vanished like a whisper and became the storm he never saw coming. And now, beautiful woman, this is your moment. You are no longer waiting to be remembered. You are walking into the life where your voice, your love, and your presence are given to someone who knows how rare they are. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My silence is louder than anything he's ever heard. Let the world know you're done chasing, done proving, done waiting. And if this message stirred something in you, if it reminded you of the fire you carry, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you life-changing truths that help you rise, reign, and never forget the power of your silence. Number 5, you fed his soul. Now he's starving in a feast that doesn't fill him. Have you ever seen a man surrounded by everything yet still feel empty? He smiles in pictures, he laughs at parties, he holds her hand like it means something. But when the lights go out and the noise fades, something inside him stays hollow. He has everything he thought he wanted, but nothing feels real. Why? Because you fed his soul, and now he's starving in a feast that doesn't fill him. There is a kind of love that doesn't just touch the skin, it reaches into the spirit. You gave him more than affection, you gave him meaning. While she gives him attention, you gave him peace. While she flatters his ego, you reminded him of who he could be. That's the difference. You weren't just a partner, you were his home. And now, no matter how much he tries to enjoy what he has, something inside him keeps whispering your name. Because what you gave can't be replaced. And he knows that now. A full plate means nothing if the heart stays hungry. That's the truth he's living in silence. He thought new meant better. He thought excitement would replace connection. But now, when her love feels shallow and your absence feels heavy, the emptiness sets in. He's learning that no one can fill the space of a woman who once fed his soul without asking for anything back. Imagine a tree that once stood under sunlight. It grew strong, alive, vibrant. Now imagine that tree under shade. No warmth, no growth, just slow decay. He is that tree. He left your light. He chose comfort over connection. And now he sits surrounded by everything, yet touched by nothing. But lovely woman, you must hear this. You were never the one who lacked. You were the blessing he was too blind to cherish. And now it's not your job to fix what he broke. It's time you rise, not as the woman he forgot, but as the queen he will never stop remembering. You are not his nourishment anymore. You are your own. Write this in the comments and claim it. I fed his soul, now I feed my own. Queens, let this be your truth. We are here working hard to bring you real, life-changing words that help you rise, rebuild, and remember exactly who you are. You are not here to be forgotten. You are here to be unforgettable. Number 6. You were the lesson. He had to lose to understand love, and that realization burns. Have you ever noticed how people never appreciate the most valuable things until they're gone? He thought walking away from you meant freedom. He thought choosing her would bring him peace. But what he never saw coming was the way your absence would teach him what your presence truly meant. He had to lose you to understand love. And that realization, it burns deeper than any goodbye ever could. At first, he felt sure. He believed the newness, the excitement, the distraction would replace what you gave him. But the heart is not fooled by substitutes. And now he feels the difference. Her words feel empty. Her love feels thin. And you? You echo in the parts of him he didn't know were still listening, because you weren't just another woman, you were the lesson. Sometimes the most powerful love story is the one where she walks away and he learns what love really was. Too late. That's what this is. He lost a woman who was patient, loyal, strong. A woman who gave when she had nothing left to give. And now he looks back with eyes wide open and regret so loud it won't let him sleep. Think of a man who had gold in his hands, but threw it away chasing glitter. The glitter fades fast. But the memory of what was real, that stays, that haunts, that teaches. You were not loud. You didn't beg. You loved with quiet strength. And now that he's standing in silence, he finally hears what your presence used to sound like. Everything. But now, beautiful woman, this isn't about him anymore. This is where your story takes its turn. You've cried, questioned, and bent yourself for love. No more. You are not the woman who waits to be chosen. You are the woman who rises from heartbreak with fire in her chest and a crown she forged herself. You are stepping into your power, not because he finally sees your worth, but because you always had it. So write this in the comments and claim it. I was the lesson he had to lose. Let this be your turning point, not your breakdown. We are working hard to bring you real, life-changing truths, because your love was never ordinary, and now, neither are you. Number 7. He didn't just lose you, he lost the mirror that showed him his best self. Have you ever wondered why he can't look at himself the same way since you left? Why even in a room full of people, even with someone new by his side, something feels missing? It's because when he lost you, he didn't just lose a person. He lost the mirror that showed him who he could be at his best. You weren't just love, you were reflection. You were the one who reminded him of his strength when he felt weak. You saw the light in him when he couldn't see it himself. And now that you're gone, he doesn't just miss your voice. He misses the version of himself he only knew when he was with you. A great love doesn't just hold your heart, it shows you your soul. That was what you gave him. You didn't flatter him with empty words. You believed in him, even when he didn't believe in himself. You stood by him, not because he was perfect, but because you saw the man he could become. But he took it for granted. He mistook your support for softness. He thought your love would always be there, waiting, forgiving. And now that it's not, he sees the truth. The silence is loud. The space you left behind doesn't just echo, it confronts him. Imagine a man who used to stand tall beside a lighthouse. Every night its light guided him through storms. But one day he thought he didn't need the light anymore. He turned away. Now, in the middle of his storm, he looks back. The light is gone. The ocean is cold. The night is long. That lighthouse was you. Steady, rare, irreplaceable, and now he's drifting, trying to find himself again without the woman who once lit up his entire path. But beautiful woman, this story isn't about what he lost. This is about what you are stepping into. You are not the mirror. You are the light itself. He couldn't hold on to you because he never learned how to hold something that shines that bright. You don't need to wait to be seen again. You are your own reflection now. And it's time to rise, not for him, but for the queen you're becoming. Write this in the comments and claim it. He lost the mirror. I became the light. Queens, if this message woke something in you, if it reminded you of the power you gave and the power you still hold, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here creating life-changing lessons just for you. Because you were never meant to wait in shadows. You were born to reign.